Good morning, good morning. Hello, my fearless ones. Happy New Year's. I have tried to record this video like 3 or 4 times. My phone wasn't charged. Yeah. So when I initially started, there was no sun coming through the blinds, and I am sitting in my living room where I just simply my rotated my tripod. If I look up, that's because I see text messages or some kind of notifications popping on my phone. So just look over me. Um, so yeah, this is where I usually do all of my like photos and stuff for my products, and this is where a lot of our inventory sit. So like my next to me, I have a computer sitting over here, and I have a display spin deal. So I just simply just turned around my tripod because I haven't did any content, and since I was up, I decided that I wanted to do a quick video for you guys. Hopefully I can start putting out more content. I just been super busy. Fourth quarter was just phenomenal for my business, and the first quarter of this year has been like, you guys, I've never made this much money before in my life. So I'm so excited. I remember my mentor telling me that when you start making money, or when you get into that wealth energy, that it comes so fast you wonder, where was it ever at? So but I really worked up until this point. Like, I can say that I really, really worked. So I'm currently working on trying to get my product on every shelf in America if possible, and even overseas. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not the face to my brand, so I'm not going to discuss what it is. I just want it to grow organically, and let people buy it just based off the fact that I got a good product, or I got good products, because I'm currently working on another product to go with the first product. So that's what I've been on. I've been, like I said, just been super busy. I'm currently looking to build a team. So if you're looking for employment and you're really good with computers and you can work home base, you're good with Microsoft. Is it 360 or something like that? 360. I'm not good at a lot of things. That's why you hire for your weakness, right? So email me your resume, and I will look over it, because I'm definitely building a team right now. I need some freedom, you guys. I want to be able to take a 2-week vacation for my birthday, to somewhere where the water is blue and I don't have to worry about my business. And I can't build a multi-million dollar company by myself. So I'm definitely going to have a team. Um, I just I just purchased mentorship last night with someone to just again take my business to the next level, to help me, implement some of the things that he has done to scale his business the way it is. So yeah, and I apologize again, because I know a lot of content creators put out a lot more videos than I do, and it's because I'm really, really busy. Um, so this video is about credit, and how can we protect our credit and grow our credit. What books am I reading? I don't know why I want to share this with you, but I picked it up off my desk as I was coming in here to. I read this every morning, so I read a chapter a day. This is 15 chapters. Think and Grow Rich. You know, you guys, I've had this copy. If you follow me and you've been a subscriber, long time subscriber, you know that I got this book from my old boss. It was her father's book, and it was part of his library. You can just tell the age of the book. I don't even know if they make these. Are they even in publication anymore? But I whipped it out to read this year because it had been put up, and I'm reading a chapter a day. So if you read a chapter a day, it's 15 chapters. You can get through this book twice in a month, and I've just got a little notes in here. And so another one of my books is I whipped out was Money Talk. But what is it really saying? I got this from the library when they clean out their inventory. I bought it probably for 50 cents. It's really a Bible-based book concerning money. So it's scriptures in conjunction with the book. And so those are the two books So yeah, those are the two books that are currently on my desk rather. I have like two other books about credit on my desk, and I believe I have a Russell Brunson book on my desk as well, which is Expert Secrets. And those are the books that I kind of go back and forth looking at until they go back into my desk and I pull out some other books or go purchase some more books. But I do have a lot of audio books, a lot of mindset audio books. And it was a time where I would fall asleep listening to those audio books just to train my mind to think positive. But this does have something to do with credit repair because we have to have a positive vibration going on with us if we want things to work out for our greater good. Okay, so let's get started. The things that I would do to get my credit right, to build it, rebuild it, recover from whatever has been going on with you financially. These are the things that I would do. First and foremost, I would go over to annualcreditreport.com. Usually, by law, they have to give you a free report every year, but due to COVID, they have been allowing us to get a snapshot of our credit every week. I don't know how long that's going to be going on, but you can go over there and you can view your full credit report every week. And I know everyone has Credit Karma, but Credit Karma is more of, if you ask me, is a promotional app. They always tell you what card you may qualify for, which can get you in trouble. Now, do I use Credit Karma? Yes, I do. I use Credit Karma because I view my credit score every day. I'm like obsessed with my credit score because I know that with good credit is you can get a lot of things, okay? And I want you guys to be obsessed with your credit score. Don't take no for an answer. If you've been denied credit, you should find out why. You should find out why. You should wait for that letter to come in the mail, and you should look over it and you should find out why they denied you. A lot of times it's because you have no credit, because you have too many delinquencies, because you may have things in collections, and we need to clear that up. We are adults. We need to have adult credit scores, okay? So the first thing I would do is go over there and take a look at it. And here's what you need to do. First thing you need to do is look at your name on all three. So annual credit report will let you look at all three. You look at one at a time. So you're looking for inaccuracies, okay? You guys, you're looking at inaccuracies in your name. If you need your name to show up on your credit report just like it is on your birth certificate and your driver's license and or ID, okay? So you if it's not spelled the way you spell it, it needs to be removed. If the date of birth don't match, it needs to be removed. You need to dispute that. You can dispute those things online. You don't have to send out letters. And I'll get to why you would send out letters later, okay? So it needs to be one name on your credit report. Your middle name is optional. I don't believe I have mine on my credit report, but I did make sure that a lot of things were removed because there was some inaccuracies on mine as well. So the next step would be to move down and look at your addresses. If your auntie's address, your grandpa address, your cousin address is showing up on your credit report, you need to dispute that because that's not your address. You need the only one address that you currently live at showing up on your credit. Okay? One. All the rest of them need to be removed. Now, if you actually live there and there was a lease or mortgage, it probably will be hard to prove that. If you have utility bills at that location, it's yours. But if it was someone else's address, like really it was a family member or a friend, you can dispute that and have it removed because that is an inaccuracy, okay? The next thing you need to do is have all phone numbers removed. All, because a lot of times when people are looking for you and you have some type of account that's in collections, they're looking at old phone numbers, okay, you guys? So you want to have all of that removed. You don't want people looking for you from an old phone number that you no longer have anyway. So have it removed. Okay, so now we're going to go a little further. We've taken care of the name. We've verified the date of birth. We have verified the addresses and phone numbers. And now you're going to go down to, I think the next part of the credit report will be your account histories. Like it will show active current accounts, and it will tell you if it's in good standing, how many days were you delinquent, have you ever been delinquent. Then under that it should show you your collections. Okay, so the first thing we're looking for is anything that's over 7 years. If it's over 7 years, instantly that day disputed, so it can be removed. Just those little things like that will boost your credit score 50 points. So if it shows for a fact that it's over 7 years, but it's still reporting, I want you to know, you guys, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion is not your friend. They only get their information from data reporting companies. And I will get into more detail at a later date about that. So they don't have this information. They just report it. So sometimes they're reporting the wrong information. And here's how I feel about that. If you're going to report my information, make sure you report it right. Because these three credit bureaus determine whether or not you qualify for a decent apartment or a crappy apartment. It also determines whether or not you can go into a dealership. Somebody just bought something, you guys. I just made $84.99. Okay, so it determines whether or not you pay high interest or not, or if you can go into a dealership and buy a car versus going to a buy here, pay here. You don't want to keep buying used vehicles that the previous owner didn't even maintenance, or they traded them in because they had problems. You want to be able to qualify for something nice, and you want low interest. Sometimes the dealerships will give you cars, but you're going to pay high interest, which means that you'll pay double for that car or close to it over a span of 5 to 6 years. So your goal is to get interest rates at about 3 to 4%, so you can pay them off, and you only pay about $1,000 to $2,000 on a brand new car in interest. Okay, that's the reason why your credit is so important. Okay, you guys. So we're going to remove all old collections, all dated collections over the age of 7 years. Anything that's current, if it's still with the company that you got the loan with, then the only thing you can do is to call and see if they'll take a settlement or make some type of payment arrangement, because it is accurate. Now, if it's in collections and it's been 3-4 years, and the loan originator, meaning that if you had a Capital One card and you owe them $2,000 for your credit card, but you, for whatever happened in your life, you weren't able to financially pay that bill, it goes to collection, and now it's with the recovery company. You can dispute that, you guys, because by law, and I've taken, since I've been gone and not really been active on social media, I took a credit repair class. I'm actually getting ready to be certified in credit score and credit repair, just through a national database. And I do not plan on repairing credit, but I will write an ebook and give you good detail on what it takes to build good credit, because I wanted good credit, you guys, and I didn't want to pay for it. And I was like, what is it that I don't know that they do know? And how do I build my credit? And that's why I decided to just pay for the class and learn how to repair credit myself, so I can repair my own credit, and I can educate everyone around me about their credit, okay? So there are laws against that. You do not have a debt with that credit recovery company. You have a debt with Capital One. Capital One sold that debt to the recovery company and wrote it off as a loss on their taxes. So technically, they have been paid, you guys. And the credit repair company Okay, so the credit repair company, or no, excuse me, the credit recovery company or collections, whatever it's called, they bought the debt. And I know everybody has heard this. They bought it for pennies on a dollar, and now they're trying to get you to pay the full $200. That would be a no go. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't pay off old debt. Don't do it. It's actually going to hurt you more than it will help. Oh, excuse me, help you, okay? Take it from someone that has learned this stuff. I have books and books. I actually contacted the government to get the Fair Credit Act law book. So it's laws against this stuff like this. But because you're not knowledgeable of those laws, the credit reporting agencies, which is Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, continue to report information that should not be on your credit report. But you have to be proactive, you guys. You do. If this is your year to get your finances in order, to make a purchase, be it a car or to just get your credit good, or to purchase a home, this is your year, then you have to be proactive when it comes to your name and your finances. And your credit directly affects your finances. Because here's the thing with being cash and carry type person that don't want to utilize your credit, you will run out of cash way before you run out of need. If you only bring home about $1,000 every 2 weeks and your expenses is $800, that means you only have $200 to make it to your next pay period. But imagine having a $10,000 credit card, and if you need tires or if you need to get brakes done on your vehicle, all you have to do is use that credit card and pay it off in time, and it still won't affect your utilization because you have a $10,000 line of credit with the bank and it's revolving. Okay, so we need to work on repairing your credit so you can have good credit. Okay, so that would be my next thing. I will go through and look and see which accounts are with the credit bureau or with credit recovery companies, and those are going to be the ones that you dispute. Don't dispute them online because it's just going to be denied. You do have to send out a certified letter and request that be removed, because technically you don't have a debt with the credit recovery company. Okay, so let's move further down on the credit report and look at your inquiries. Your inquiries affect your credit. For the first 12 months after you apply for something, it is going to affect your credit score. Now, it stays on your credit for 24 months. Well, Experian is stay on for 25. I don't know why they have that extra month. Experian are sticklers. Since I've been really working with credit and I monitor my credit every freaking day, like I take it so serious. My credit is so serious. I don't play. So every credit card I have, if I have the ability to freeze it after, I do. All my credit cards are froze. I unfreeze them when I'm ready to use them. I use them and I freeze them back up. So yeah, watch the inquiries because they do affect your credit. So if you're one of those people that's just running around here applying for everything under the sun, then your credit score is going to be very weak, and banks are not going to loan to you because they see that you're just running around trying to get credit from anybody. You're just trying to get money from anybody. You're a high risk. You're high risk. So don't apply for anything else. I think anything over 9 inquiries, usually the bank frowned them upon. And did I mention that every time you apply for a credit card that you lose 3 points on your credit report, 2 to 3 points every time you apply. So even if you have an 850, if you find a credit card that you really like a Chase Inc. Preferred, that's everybody card, that's what everybody want, and you apply for it, then your score is probably going to be at 847 after you accept that card and that hard inquiry show up on your credit. Okay, so we want to watch those inquiries. Okay, and here's what we're going to do next. One moment. So to stop you from actually applying for anything else, because right now we're in credit repair mode. We can't accept any credit cards. We don't want any credit cards, because 9 times out of 10, if you have a low credit score of five whatever, a six whatever, and you have 20 inquiries, they're not going to approve you anyway. So just don't even apply. Freeze your credit. Freeze all 3 credit bureaus. And let's work on bringing that score up. Okay. Your credit report is broke down into, it's 100%, but each percentage means something. Your credit history, that's like 30% of your credit score. So if you have aged cards, that's a good thing. If you can get on someone else's aged card, that's a good thing. Here's how I help my son. So he's like 19, he has no credit at all, right? I put him on my American Express card, which is a fairly new card for me, but I also put him on an aged card that's 10 years old. So what it's going to do is report to the credit bureau that he has had a credit card for 10 years, and it's going to boost his credit score. He is now like a 700 plus. I think he like 702 or 703, and he started out with absolutely no credit. When I first told him to create a Credit Karma and Experian account, it told him there was no data reporting. He had nothing on his credit, which is good, which is really good. But I've protected my kids' credit or Social Security cards over the years. So he currently has his own credit card. He was approved instantly because he had a great credit score, because I put him on my my revolving credit cards. So he has that history. So if you have bad credit or you have no credit, then it's good to find somebody that you can trust, that you know don't use their cards that often. I pay off my American Express card every 2 to 3 days. So I'll use it to get the reward points, but then I'll pay it off as soon as it hit the card, because I don't want to have a balance, because I don't want to mess up my utilization, and I don't want to mess up my son's score. And I actually like using my American Express card because of the reward points. You get so many reward points, you guys, it'll pay for a vacation. So that's the reason why it's a benefit to have good credit. You have some people, I want to buy everything in cash. No, you can't. That's not the adult way. Even the wealthy people use credit. They use their credit. You can use your credit to build a successful business, but you got to get your credit right to do so, okay? So if you can get on someone else's account that you can trust, like I said, ask, and you can handle that. I think it's some people actually sell their trade lines. I don't. I have no interest in doing that, but that's a good way to build some credit. Okay, so your credit score also has to do with installment payments. What is an installment payment? That would be that student loan, which is considered good credit, you guys. I mean, good debt. It's considered good debt. Car loans is good debt. Mortgage is good debt. So those, if they're reporting on your credit report, it's not going to affect your score. If anything, it's going to help it, because it lets the bank know that other banks trust you. And here's the thing, you guys, banks always want to give money to people that don't need money. If you need money, they can tell by looking at your credit report and how many times you have applied for things that you're desperate for money, and they're not going to give it to you. Because why are you desperate for money? Why do you have poor money management? Those are your risk. So banks always give people money that don't need it. That's just how the banking system works. So those things, revolving credit, and then installment credit. Then next is your revolving credit. That's your credit cards. That's your line of credit that you may have with your bank. So it's always revolving. It's not going to go anywhere. Those are the big, your payment history. Are you paying things on time? Or are you delinquent? How many collections you may have? These things are affecting your credit. So we just spoke about collections, so we know what to do with old collections. We don't pay them off, we dispute them. If they're new collections, then you should call the company and try to make some type of payment arrangement to pay it off, or some type of payment arrangement, or to see if you can do a pay and delete. What is a pay and delete? So you'll call them and say, well, if you owe, like I said, Capital One, $2,000, and it's fairly new, like within the last year, but they still want their money and it's reporting to collections, and they still have it at their company. It hasn't been sold to a recovery company or collection company. Then I will reach out to Capital One and say, hey, I really want to pay this off. Could you do a settlement amount? They may say, well, okay, can you give us $1,500? Or, talk them down to as much as you can, because they have already counted it out as a loss anyway, you guys. It's getting ready to go into collections, so they have already written that debt off. So, but if you can get them to go down to at least $1,000, and you tell them, hey, I'm gonna pay this $1,000, and then can you just delete it off my credit? And I need that in writing. So get them to email you a letter that says that you would pay $1,000 and it will be deleted off of your credit. Do not do it unless you get proof, you guys. Sometimes companies will reinstate your account. So if you call and say, hey, I want to pay this off, or hey, I just had some financial hardship, I lost a job, whatever the situation is, but now I have like $1,000 and I would like to pay the $1,000 to try to, catch my account up. And sometimes they will reinstate that account and they will put that $1,000 towards your account. You will owe the other $1,000. They will send you out another card and you will keep your history with that company. It just depends on the company and how responsible you are. Communicate, you guys. I used to be irresponsible and not want to answer my phone when it looked like an out-of-state call, because I thought, who is this and who I owe. And I'm not like that now. I answer every call. If I don't answer a call, it's because I'm busy or I just don't want to be bothered. But other than that, hopefully they will leave a voicemail. If it's somebody that I owe or it's something that I need to address, I address it immediately. We are adults. If you want to prosper in this life, you have to move like an adult. You have to move like a responsible adult. Okay? And I don't mean to be preachy. I already have 3 kids. So, and they know all of my children have good credit. All of them have credit cards. All of them have their own bank accounts, because I preach financial literacy all the time. I actually told them, you can stay here with me. I don't mind that. Save your money. There's no need in trying to go get this lavish apartment and do it on your own. Now, once you're ready to move out, you're financially literate, and you need to choose someone that is good with their money and good with finances, and know exactly where they're going with their life. Okay. It's called being equally yoked. Okay. But a whole different conversation for a whole different time. So I wouldn't get on here and discuss things like this if my own house wasn't in order. So yeah, you teach the home front first before you teach anybody. And my children, one of my daughters, I think she have like 8 cards. Like, she has really big credit line limits and she's really doing good. And the other one, she was like, oh, I'm just kind of good with my 2. And when we go out and about, she asks me questions and she'd be like, well, Mama, should I use my card? And will I get my rewards? And I tell her, I will freeze this card. We talk finances all the time. You should talk finances in your relationship. Dave Ramsey said there's 2 people in a relationship. There's a free spirit and there's a nerd. And usually nerds and free spirits connect. They usually get married. And one person don't ever want to discuss the finances and the other one always do. And then it causes a rift in the relationship because one person is trying to get the finances in order and the other one is not. So make sure when you're in a relationship that you're both on the same page when it comes to finances, or it's not going to be, a happy ending. And we want everyone to have a happily ever after, okay? Okay, so this video is so choppy, and that's pretty much it. There is a lot of other things that I want to discuss when it comes to credit. Trust me, there are a lot of like hacks and things that you need to do, but those are the things that I would do right now. So if you have a really bad credit score and the last thing that you applied for, you were denied, get that letter, open it up, read it. Read why the bank denied you so you'll know next time you apply for that credit card, you will qualify for it. For now, if you have 20 inquiries, even if you have 5 inquiries and your credit score is low, don't apply for anything else. Just don't, because it's going to drag your score down some more. Let's freeze that credit. Let's make sure we remove anything that's not accurate on our credit. Let's another thing, credit utilization. I think I kind of touched on it, but I didn't get into full detail. You want to, if you have some credit cards now, pay them off. Let's get them down to zero balance. Just get them all the way down to zero balance. Because what it's going to do is it's going to boost your score. It's going to boost. So when you get your check, what you're going to do is take the smallest debt. This is Dave Ramsey. I still use some of his methods, just not all of them, because I don't want to live off beans and rice and noodles. I want to live an opulent, abundant life, and I don't want to be scraping the bottom of the barrel and always having to shop at the thrift stores. But I do believe in some of his methodology. So what I would do is I would take the smallest debt and I would pay it off fast. So I would pay the minimum balance on all of my other credit cards. And then I would take the smallest debt. So if you have a $200 credit card and it's maxed out, I would pay it. I would put in some OT. I would DoorDash. I would, find ways to make some extra money. And I would pay that $200 off as fast as possible. Because mentally what it's doing is telling you that you can achieve your financial goals. The quicker you get results, the better. Have you ever taken a class and you instantly went and implemented what you were taught and you got results and you're like, wow, it made you want to work harder, right? So that's what we're doing. We're telling our subconscious that, hey, we want wealth and abundance. We want the best for us. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deny myself. I'm not going to buy nothing new this pay period. I'm going to try to eat on a budget. So make a grocery list, you guys, and live off that food budget and take all your extra money and throw it at one debt and see how you feel. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel accomplished. You're going to feel like you did something that your money went towards something other than junk that you don't need. Okay? And you do that your next pay period. If you can't pay it all completely, let's say your next debt is $500, but you only have an extra $100 after you pay all your other bills and after you taking care of your bare necessities like food and gas, and you don't need any maintenance on your vehicle to get back and forth to work. So you're going to take all that extra cash and throw towards your next debt. And you're going to continue to do that until you are debt free. And remember, you've already disputed some of that stuff that's owed on your account. Anything over 7 years, it instantly need to be removed, because by law, it cannot be on your credit report. Remember that Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion are really not your friends. They're just reporting data that's been reported to you. And I will get into that in another video. I will provide you with the data reporting companies and how you can go in and tell them, hey, look, don't report no more of my information. Don't. You can go in and freeze and stop them from reporting your information. How cool is that? So until next time, you guys, I want you to go and implement the things that I just mentioned on this video. If you have great credit, then great. That's a good thing. But if you don't, I want you to go and implement what you have learned. So until next time, you guys, I'm about to get back to my busy work life and do what I do. Stay fearless. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. If you have any questions, just leave them below and I'll try to answer them. Bye.